let's actually look at what do we mean when we say zero to production seamlessly in the context of Kubeflow. So can you actually show us what the deployment and the user experience looks like today?
Yeah, thanks, Martin. So here we have prepared a little bit of a demo to show you how you can set up a Kubeflow cluster in very, very few steps. So first of all, you go to the Azure Marketplace, where you can select for the canonical offer for Kubeflow, as we are doing now. And as soon as you select this offer, you will be directed to the page where you can pick the subscription that you want to associate your Kubeflow deployment to. So this will effectively start the process. And in the next page, you will be able to configure further the deployment. So first of all, you need to either use an existing resource group or to create a new one, such that all the resources that will be created in the deployment, they will be associated to this resource group. You can also pick a location, a region where you want to deploy, and then you can fill with the various information about your username as well as your email. Lastly, you can just give an application name to your Kubeflow cluster, in this case, just Kubeflow. In the next phase, you can further configure your deployment in terms of the resources that you want to use. And you can pick, for instance, the kind of nodes that you want your Kubernetes cluster to use, both for the control plane, but also for the worker pools. The worker pools is where you will be deploying your user workloads. And in this case, you can also increase the number of worker pools if you want to select, for instance, particular architectures like ARM, or also particular type of acceleration like GPU acceleration. So in this way, you can just set up your cluster as you need. In the third step, now you can configure the assets. Now, the solution that we provide will integrate with an external OIDC provider. So for instance, in this case, we are setting up an Enter ID application that will be used to perform the authentication to the Kubeflow cluster. So to do so, we go to Enter ID, we register a new application, and such that we get all the information that we need to configure the integration. So for instance, we need the application client ID. So we just go ahead and take this ID and we copy back in the configurator panel. The next information that we need is also generating secrets. So we go in the Enter ID, certificates and secret, we generate a new client secret, which we call Kubeflow secret. And after it is created, we just copy and paste the value for the secret into the configurator. And lastly, we just need to add the OpenID URL. So once again, we go to the application, we scan through the endpoints, and we look for OpenID Connect URL. So we take this information and we copy back this information in the configurator. The integration with the access management system is not peculiar to Enter ID. You can use any other external OIDC provider. They will be able to provide you this information. And the last step is actually to review and the contractual part. So the terms and conditions. So here you have like a snippet of what your deployment would look like. You can also add extra information like your phone number. And then you can, of course, accept the terms and conditions and then just start the deployment. And this will trigger the deployment of your Kubeflow cluster. Now, you will be redirected to a page where you can follow how the deployment is going. Now, the deployment generally takes quite some time, on the order of 20-30 minutes, because it needs to set up all the Kubernetes cluster and all the services that they compose Kubeflow. So you will have this page to track the progress, and you will just need to wait a few minutes. After the deployment is done, you will be able to check this in this page that will tell you that your deployment is now complete. And as a result, you will also receive an email which contains important information. Like, for instance, the most important information is also the redirect URL that you can use to plug it in your Enter ID application to finalize the setup of the OIDC connection. So we go in the Enter ID, we go to the redirect URI panel, we just had a new URI, and the connection is pretty much done. So if you go back at this point to the email, in the email, you will also see a link. There will also be a link to your Kubeflow deployment. So if you go ahead and we click on this link, then we can log in with the OpenID connection, and this will redirect for authentication to the Entra ID application. Once that you authenticate with this, then you will be in your Kubeflow environment. Since it is the first login, the first thing that you are asked is to actually create a namespace where you will be able to deploy all your workload. So here we just give a fictitious name, and here we are at the Kubeflow dashboard.